Hey, Movie Massacre, you want anything from the shop?
Yeah, Cornetto, mate.
Cornetto. Stick around, folks. This could get interesting. This video is brought to you by Krackles Ice Cream. Come on down today for a lovely ice cream treat. It'll make you scream. Hello! Yes, it's me, Krackles the Clown, and welcome to a fresh episode of my 3 Courses of Horror, the horror review show where I give you a triple helping horror review on a horror trilogy. So, I thought, summer is still with us. Let's review something with ice cream, or ice cream! Okay, so, the trilogy this one, I'm gonna do the Flavours Cornetto Trilogy. So, let's go with our first course, the Appetiser. So, Shaun of the Dead. Written by Simon Pegg and Edgar Wright, starring Simon Pegg, Nick Frost, and some other supporting characters, directed by Edgar Wright. This is a zom-com where Shaun, who is having relationship issues and basically is in a bit of a dead-end job, realizes that a zombie apocalypse is unfolding, and unaware at first, he asks his friend Nick what he wants from the shop. He gets him a cornetto because that's what he asked for. A strawberry cornetto to represent the redness of the blood in the brains. That's why it's a strawberry flavor. Next, he realizes there is a zombie apocalypse, and of course, they then decide the only way to survive this is to go to their local pub, the Winchester, and pour a pint, wait for all this to blow over, but go through all these various obstacles first, saving his girlfriend Liz, well now ex-Liz, his mom, and kill his stepdad who got bit. Anyway, yeah, they go on this whole crusade to get to the Winchester. By the time they do, the dead have already found them as well, because Shaun thought he outran them. And then, of course, they have some comical brawls, and then the big finale comes. Shaun's mother gets infected, and he has to put her down, sadly. And then, of course, the army come, and they take control of the things, and the zombies find purpose in the world, and that's how we get about a zombie apocalypse. We'd give the zombies meaning. We'd make them useful for things that we don't want to do, like pull trolleys and stuff. So that's the story. What did I like? Well, I liked the horror and the comedy and the swearing and the gore and the zombies. All wonderfully done. And Shaun, Simon Pegg, Edgar Wright and Nick Frost, no strangers to one another, because before Shaun of the Dead there was Space. A show that I highly recommend too. Short-lived, 2 seasons, but a great one. But it's not horror. Anyway, Shaun of the Dead. This was pretty much a fun movie. Also, it was a love letter to the George A. Romero classics as well. In fact, even George A. Romero himself, God rest his soul, gave his full thumb of approval on this one, and he just loved it. And even got Edgar Wright and Simon Pegg to be extras in his upcoming zombie horror project, Land of the Dead, where they are some extra zombies. Yeah, I also like Nick Frost as Ed. He's a lazy fat ass who is the comic relief and funny. We even get the likes of Penelope Wilton, Bill Nighy, Peter Serafinowicz, Jessica Stevenson, now Hines, and also that guy out of Black Books and Lucy Davis. Yeah, there's a lot to love about this one, and I think 22 years on, it's still a comfort fun movie, and also was unintentionally the first installment in the Three Flavors Cornetto Trilogy, which Edgar Wright never planned to do. He just had the Cornetto thing as an Easter egg at first, because, Cornettos were his hangover cure. That's a fact. Anyway, as I continue, yes, Shaun of the Dead is a fun one, and I love this. It gets 5 stabs out of 5 from me. Yeah, 5 crest skulls. Next, we go to our main course. Yes. Alright, so Hot Fuzz. So, this again is written by Simon Pegg, Nick Edgar Wright, and it is directed by Edgar Wright. All 3 movies are written by Simon Pegg and Edgar Wright and directed by Edgar Wright. So in this one, Sergeant Nicholas Angel, who is a great cop, feels that he is being demoted because he gets a transfer to a small village named Sanford, where he meets the character of Danny Nick Frost, and of course, strange murders happen in the village. But the local police brush it off as accidents because it was an accident. The murder rate is low, the accident rate is high. And we see a hooded figure is doing all this evil shit. Oh yeah, picking people off one by one who may have information or may do anything in their power to ruin the villages. Yes, because they then find out that there's a conspiracy. The local villages are this mad cult that kill people because they want to keep the title of Best Village of the Year. Yeah, and of course, Nicholas, after being, taken out by Danny offers him a way out and tells him to take it, but he doesn't. He goes back to the village, gets all the armories, and shoots the shit out of this village in an action-packed finale. And also along the way, during a few scenes, he is asked by Danny what he wants from the shop. He says Cornetto. He gets a classico Cornetto, which is blue and white, to represent the police colors. Yes. So what did I like about this one? Well, this is marketed as like a comedy action thriller, but I gotta say, it's got some horror slasher elements in there with the cult prospect. Not to mention some of the kills, like that church kill, pushes the steeple, the guy's head splats, and of course we get shears, gas explosion, and we all get some good actors in there from the likes of Bill Nighy, Martin Freeman from the previous movie. We even get, Jim Broadbent in this with the classic Bond T-Doll, Timothy Dalton, who are all the baddies in this, and we get some brutal justice served. This is a fun movie. It's, features the classic jokes I forgot to mention. From the first Shaun of the Dead, Shaun makes that reference. You never taken a shortcut before? Jumps over the fence, it breaks. This time, Nicholas, he goes, never taken a shortcut before, and jumps over the fences and makes the obstacle look cool. As for Danny, he just falls and breaks the fence. Anyway, Hot Fuzz. Is it as good as Shaun of the Dead? No, but it is still a fun movie, and like I say, it was not intended to be the second part of this Cornetto Trilogy. In fact, the Cornetto Trilogy came about when people started to notice the references with the Cornetto ice cream. And then Edgar Wright just thought, okay, fine, I'll do a third movie with a Cornetto in it. Of course, Simon Pegg and Nick Frost did do another movie in between, Paul, sci-fi comedy, but then we get to the dessert.
You are gonna finish your dessert, and you are gonna like it!
Yes, you're gonna finish that dessert now. So, the third installment, The World's End, follows Gary King, who gets his 4 buddies back together for one pub crawl in their village to get to all these pubs, which they started back in 1990 but never completed. They wanted to get to the pub that is known as The World's End, and have 10 pints and a good time. But Gary's not grown up. The other guys have. Yeah, they're all like, got lives and everything. But then they discover as they do this pub crawl, people are not acting the same. They're acting strange. And soon discover that the village is under an alien robot invasion where they have been duplicated and the originals taken away. And of course, they, want to convert them. But Gary and his guys are like, no way. They do pick a few of them off though, and they do become robots. But yeah, they do make it to the world's end. Then they finish that pint. Well, let's just say they negotiate with these alien entities, and in the end decide it's pointless arguing with Gary, and it's like, yeah, that's it. Gary even does a moment where he tries to jump over a fence and it breaks again. Another fence joke. And then, of course, at the end, when Nick Frost's character is telling the story, he is basically recalling, because the aliens leave, but they take all the electricity and there's no power. And he recalls there's not any processed foods he misses, but soon finds a discarded Cornetto wrapper, which is mint chocolate chip, to represent the alien sci-fi elements of Little Green Men in this trilogy. So what did I like? Well, I liked the comedy. I liked that Simon Pegg went from playing a semi-serious guy to a serious guy to a complete goofball in this, and how the others just played it straight. We had some creative fight scenes in there, like using pub stools as punching weapons, and the duplicates looking like robots, giving us the invasion of the body snatchers vibe. We had again some regular actors in this, such as Martin Freeman and some other people, including Eddie Marsden, and even we got, Pierce Brosnan. We got another Bond actor in this one, Pierce Brosnan, as, a former teacher. We get David Bradley in there too. We get a school disco scene. We get some pub crawling. We get some pubs and pints. And just the guys trying to have a good time. In the end, there's no power, but Gary becomes a wanderer in this post-apocalyptic world with the duplicates of the younger versions that the entity made. And of course, now just decides he's done drinking pints of alcohol and now wants water. But you know what? I want a pint of water. I'm gonna get myself a pint of water right just now. Oh yeah. Bottoms up. Refreshing. On with the review. Oh shit, I forgot to rate the last movie, Hot Fuzz. I give that 4 crushed skulls out of 5. Okay, next one. As I'm saying back onto dessert, The World's End, I would say, has sci-fi horror elements, but a lot of sci-fi in there, and a lot of witty fun and banter. But, to me, the first movie, Hot Fuzz, is the best in the Cornetto Trilogy. And I love that one. And I can watch Shaun of the Dead again and again, Hot Fuzz 2 sometimes, occasionally, and maybe The World's End. Sometimes I'll have a triple helping, but yeah, my favorite is, if I had to rank them, it'd be World's End, Hot Fuzz, then Shaun of the Dead is my best pick. Anyway, The World's End, what am I gonna rate this one? I'll give it 3.5 crushed skulls out of 5. 3.5 crushed skulls out of 5 for The World's End. Well, there you go. There's your meal, there's your servings. Do you like this trilogy? Do you think it's fun? Do you think it's witty and sci-fi and horror-y? What's your favorite flavor of Cornetto? I always love the strawberries. Ah, Movie Massacre asked me to get in one. Asked me to get in one. Shit, I think it's melted. Oh, well, that's the show. Be sure to like, share, comment, subscribe to Free From the Grave. Check out our other stuff on there too. Macobston and Movie Massacre are up to stuff on this channel too. It's not just me. And be sure to check out our solo channels, Random Horror, The Movie Massacre Show, and Macobston Productions. They've all got their own thing going on. Well, that's it for this one. I'll be seeing you soon. So until then, don't have nightmares. Bye.
Just one cornetto, give it to me. It's, I don't know the bloody rest, but here's my Cornetto Trilogy tattoo. See there? Shaun of the Dead Strawberry, Hot Fuzz Classico, and Mint Chocolate Chip Alien crashed.